Hello, my name is Matthew Coppola. This is my public speaking service learning presentation, and I will be presenting on the organization Visalia Rescue Mission. I hope you enjoy. The Visalia Rescue Mission is located in Visalia, California. Um, Demographic-wise, it serves homeless and the economically disadvantaged individuals and families. Per their website, their mission statement is to confront the life-controlling circumstances of homelessness and addiction with Christ-centered services, programs, and resources counseling to build hopeful futures. They are a nonprofit and they are also associated with the city of Visalia. Okay, right here on the right, we have a picture of the outside of the main building that I spent my service learning hours in primarily. Um, Most of my duties were focused on the food pantry and preparing meals for the day. They did serve dinner, so I would volunteer at lunch time, prepare everything, which could include making salads, making sandwiches, making stews. I also was able to serve dinner in the evening that allowed me to interact with the public. It was distributing meals to them. It would be families, it would be chronic homeless, as well as just economically disadvantaged individuals. I also had time to interview some individuals about their experiences of Visalia Rescue Mission, finding out the services they um, feel are beneficial, that they take advantage of, how long they've been utilizing these services, as well as talking to some employees, including some of the program directors and any sort of participants, just to kind of gain insight into the organization as a whole. Occupational demands. Here's another picture from inside. That's of the kitchen area because I was mostly preparing food, like I had mentioned. I have objects noted here. I also have supplies, so it was mostly focused on any supplies or objects that focus on food preparation as well as the food themselves. And the equipment wise, like I said, was mostly focused on kitchens, countertops. So everything that they had was basically well set up to um, perform the occupations. Continuing the occupational demands, as you can see by this picture, there was more than enough space for all the volunteers to work. Lighting was perfectly fine. Social-wise, I had to interact with the participants, the staff members, the volunteers, and um, any citizens that took advantage of these programs. So performance skills-wise, had to be able to manipulate these objects, had to be able to bend, had to be able to stabilize and sustain performance. For example, peeling potatoes for 3 hours is very physically taxing, and the body structures wise had to be able to speak, hear, see, and be able to obviously speak coherently so I could interact with everybody that I had mentioned. Okay, another area I wanted to focus on is occupational therapy core values. They did match up with the Visalia Rescue Mission's mission and all the services and stuff that it provides, including, for example, I listed some here, really focused on priority for the poor and vulnerable, rights and responsibilities in regards to the fundamental life, food, shelter, healthcare, education, and employment. If I say Restoration is providing that, they are providing services such as food, hygiene, shelter, as well as programs to get people um, to overcome drug dependency and work on getting simple things such as IDs as far as signing up for healthcare. So it's a really beneficial program to the community. In regards to solidarity, Family One, we all, regardless of the nationality, race, economically, or background or ideological differences, we are all as one and we will prosper. If everybody prospers, we all prosper. And also, again, seeking better to do the common good of man. So if I say Rescue Mission definitely aligns with occupational core value. Okay, I wanted to also talk about therapeutic use itself. I have the definition here, which is in which occupational therapy practitioners develop and manage their therapeutic relationship with clients by using professional reasoning, empathy, and client-centered and collaborative approach to service delivery. I definitely use my therapeutic use itself when collaborating with the volunteers, with the staff, as well as with the citizens and participants of the programs, including doing the interviews. Um, I had to, especially with the participants and the citizens, I had to ensure that I was able to build rapport, trust. These are vulnerable people, and they had to be willing to express themselves and be totally honest as far as to a stranger, as far as their background and their struggles. So I definitely therapeutic use itself was very important in being able to again build rapport, trust, and being able to get them open, as well as therapeutic use itself in regards to distributing meals and having them be comfortable interacting with a stranger like that, as well as obviously with the volunteers and staff members and anybody I encountered, but primarily the citizens and participants. Okay, the next topic, communication strategies. During my service learning, I definitely encountered with many people and communicated with them, including volunteers, employees, and community members. I needed to be able to effectively communicate by demonstrating ability to speak clearly and be an active listener. This was good for the staff, the volunteers, but especially I keep coming back to the participants and the citizens, vulnerable people. So they had to be willing to be able to engage um, with a volunteer, or excuse me, yes, and with a complete stranger at the time. Um, I did want to point this out, as St. Catherine's tells us, when the listener knows you are authentic, they are more willing to be open to the interaction and process. As stated, clear communication enhances understanding. When those involved can expect clarity and understanding based on behavior over time, trust is established and a more open interaction encounters. So I put that in here because that is definitely related to working with members of the community, especially in this case, the um, disadvantaged. So it really had to focus on building rapport with them and communicating where they would feel comfortable talking about themselves. Okay, next, interprofessional collaboration. We have it defined as when multiple health workers from different professional backgrounds work together with patients, families, and communities to deliver the highest quality of care. It's considered the model for best practice. Definitely a lot of interprofessional collaboration going on with volunteers, with staff members, with also participants from the community, but also ones that are in the housing program and in the recovery program. So we all basically collaborated and worked together to efficiently accomplish all the tasks each day. Like I said, also collaborated with different coordinators, different services, just to kind of learn more about the programs that were offered and the overall impact by, say, rescue missions making on the community. Definitely quite a bit of interprofessional collaboration. Okay, regarding social and occupational justice, they definitely address occupational social justice as providing resources and programs advocating for disadvantaged members of the community. Again, working towards ensuring limiting all the barriers that may be there in regards to optimal performance of successful completion of occupations. So some of the areas that they're providing resources and working on limiting those barriers and providing the opportunities such as ADLs, bathing, showering, eating, personal hygiene and grooming, community mobility, as well as social participation, rest and sleep. I say Race Commission definitely is impacting all these. They have the shelter, they have the ability to go take showers, hygiene. They're all rules, so as long as people will follow those, like I said, they're working on breaking the cycle and getting people off, any sort of dependency and off the streets and really working towards bettering their quality of life. So, in conclusion, in regards to Visalia Rescue Mission, they're definitely impacting the lives of many members of the community. They're really focusing on occupational and social justice, breaking down those barriers, improving the access to those disadvantaged. Um, In regards to my service learning experience, it was very emotional, fulfilling, and rewarding is how I would describe it. It was very impactful. All the participants were very open from the community members. They were really very grateful for all the services that were provided, having steady, complete meals, and as far as really understanding that people do want to get them to break the cycle and get them back to a higher quality of life. Definitely developed professionally and ability to collaborate with various backgrounds. I haven't done something like that before, so it was very fulfilling, and I do feel like I grew from it. I definitely contributed to the organization's mission because I was helping break the cycle of the disadvantaged and improving on the occupational social justice and getting access to those ADLs and any other areas of successful performance occupation. And just continuing a little bit more about the Visalia Rescue Mission, definitely providing the opportunity for successful, as I've been saying, occupational performance and completion, including ADLs, simple bathing, hygiene, eat, rest, sleep, as well as social and emotional health performance. Um, in regards to occupational therapy's impact it could make in the Visalia Rescue Mission, we could address ADL retraining. There's a lot of mental health issues, so we could work on coping skills, whereas relaxation and sensory techniques, and as they're already sort of doing, we can keep improving on that with IADL retraining, such as employment seeking acquisition, financial management training. So occupational therapy would definitely have a place in working with this organization, working with the community members again to improve the ability to successfully participate in all their necessary occupations. And here are my many, many references. I want to thank you for your time for watching this video.